Watch PunkTV.ca for all the best modern rock videos and interviews.
Ben Martin of PunkTV.ca here with Simple Plan. How's it going, guys?
Very good.
Indeed.
I like your angle.
You like that? Yeah, I set that up myself.
Nice.
So your new album just came out, self-titled,
Yep.
which is an odd thing to do for bands. Like usually, well, not really odd, but usually self-titled is the first album.
Sure.
Is this almost trying to say that this is a new direction? This is.
Well, definitely, there's a lot of that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different record for us, and I think the evolution between this record and the past two is definitely really big. So yeah, we kind of felt that naming it by one of those funny titles like the first two would have been kind of not paying it justice.
Sure.
So we're not saying that we won't go back to that in the future, but it's just like on this particular record, we wanted to mark that there was a difference. There was an evolution, and we wanted to change it up.
And you worked with primarily like a hip hop producer.
Actually, on a few tracks, yeah. With the main producer was Dave Fortman, did Evanescence and Mudvayne, a bunch of really heavy stuff.
Actually, the core of it is pretty rocking.
Yeah. And then the 3 tracks were done by co-produced by Danger, who's a now huge kind of urban. Yeah, exactly. He was like under Timberland for a while.
Yeah, what was that? What was that experience like working with a hip hop producer? Like it must be a different experience.
I think what's really cool is that he comes from a different world, and the way that he would start an idea is completely different than the way that we would. So to have that as an inspiration to start a song by a beat and some sort of a riff on the keyboard, it was very inspiring, and it really pushed us to do something completely different than we never would have before.
You gotta realize too that the beat is really the essence of the song, and it kind of brings you back to that. A lot of times, I think as a band we focused a lot on melodies and riffs, but I think this time around the beat was very much more important. And it's even a song like Your Love Is a Lie, which Deja didn't work on, and I think his influence, his inspiration kind of like
beat oriented.
Yeah, definitely led to that song. That song wouldn't have been written if we hadn't experienced what we did in the studio with him.
For sure. Mark Hoppus from Blink-182 has always been a big supporter of you guys. What's it like to see a band like that fall apart?
It was
it's sad. I think it's sad to see that the people that have the opportunity. I mean, the fact that the band is so huge and they have so many fans out there that because of personal relationships that they can make it work. But then again, I respect whatever they had to do. Like if that didn't work, if they were not getting along and making music is not making you happy anymore, I can understand why it would happen. It sucks because I'm a big fan. We were all big fans of the band. But it is what it is,
Yeah. See, I kind of understand. I respect what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But at some point, I think the 3 guys together made something that was bigger than the individual parts. And I actually believe that they were better as a unit than separately. But that's my take, as a fan of music.
Yeah.
Like I like their separate bands. I love them. But I think just Blink, man, it was such a deception for so many music lovers. Me myself included. But at some point, it's like, all right, I understand that you have issues. Can't you guys, try to find a way to be, to work it out? To make it.
You see, I don't want bands to be playing just for the hell of it if they don't even like each other.
The thing, the way I see it is that I don't know what happened between them, and that's what makes me respect the fact that if they feel that they can't do it anymore, then obviously there must be something. I can't imagine myself being in a band like us where there would be something so huge. I mean, I can imagine it. Like, if he would bang my girlfriend, I don't think I could ever work together with him. So maybe something really bad happened between them that we're not aware of.
Do you want to write that down? Just
I got it. It's something.
Don't bang my girlfriend.
Indeed, yeah.
That's true.
They're at the end. I saw them in Australia, near the end of their career, and they or the end of the band, and they all were in separate tour buses, and they all It didn't seem it didn't seem like they was the same person that I saw when I was.
I think that when you're as big as they were, there's also a lot of added pressure because you become so huge. That everyone knows who you are, everyone loves music, and it becomes, in a way, I think if you have any problems, those problems will be magnified. Incredibly. So definitely, it's got to be. I mean, who knows? We still ride in the same bus and we still get along right along. So I guess you can only.
But I could also understand at some point when you can't afford,
why not?
To be separately.
It's just, especially if you have girlfriends or wives.
Yeah.
They had wives, and I think they're starting to have kids and stuff. It's like if you can, I'd love to have my own bus. You know, for me, we just can't really afford it.
It's so nice that if I could afford one, I'd have one.
But I understand that part. But I know what you're saying. Like it might have been I think the tension, you could have felt the tension at the end. You know. Yeah. But again, man, it sucks. You know, it was a great band, a really amazing band.
With the crazy slump in record sales, what are you guys doing to combat
Nothing.
We can't. It's really out of our hands. What we do is try to focus more on shows. You know, like we're a live band, and that's why
we say that, but we haven't really changed.
Yeah, we always. I mean, even when our first album came out and went, you know, double platinum in the U.S. and double platinum here in Canada, a bunch of places. We didn't make all that money off those album sales because you signed to a major label. There's so many expenses that are involved. You recoup only half of the money that you make. We've always relied on playing shows and selling T-shirts and selling tickets as our main breadwinner. So for us, it's not a huge difference. You know, we just keep doing what we do but I mean, luckily for us, our new album already sold 1 million albums, you know, around the world. And we're still doing okay, you know. But I think that we just, Jeff's saying we can't really do anything about it.
NoFX recently put out this show. I don't know if you saw Backstage Passport. Really, really good. And they said the reason that they went to all these crazy places around the world was because North American touring was becoming way too predictable. What do you think of that statement?
Well, we've been touring internationally in crazy places too for the past 5 years. We just came back from Southeast Asian tour. You know, we went to the Philippines. You know, Jakarta.
I have to say that everywhere else around the world, people seem to be a little more loyal to the bands that they love. You know, in America and Canada, it's becoming harder and harder to sell tickets. I mean, I'm saying that, and obviously there's different situations for different people, but it's becoming difficult to you have to put a big package together, and it seems to be harder and harder to draw people away from the regular lives and come out to see a show.
Yeah, I don't think that the predictable for me would not be the word that I would use. I would say overcrowded, maybe. Okay. And I think it's a good thing for the fans because they have more options now than ever. You know, there's more bands touring. You're talking about record sales going down. I think a lot of bands actually kind of compensate by touring more. In our case, we've always been touring like crazy. You can't add any more dates, you know, to our schedule. It just doesn't fit. So I think there's just more bands, and it's gotten harder, you know, to draw a great crowd in it, you know, in America. But again, I mean, we're here in Canada and we're doing awesome, you know, so we're very fortunate about that. But yeah, I think elsewhere there's more of an opening, and also the festivals internationally are just bigger.
In Europe, they have festivals that draw so much people, it's absolutely insane.
You can probably, you know, book any band and people will show up anyways just because of the name of the festival. So it's a different culture. It's really amazing.
Alright, well, there's two questions that PunkTV.ca always asks. And the first one is, have you had any of the following experiences? Have you seen a ghost, seen a UFO, or seen the face of God?
Neither. Have you ever seen a ghost, a UFO, or the face of God?
No, I've never seen any of those, but I kind of believe in the spiritual world. Yeah. I just don't know that I've experienced it like as clearly as saying that I've seen it.
What's the other question?
The last question is, what would your fans be most surprised to learn about Simple Plan?
We're not gay.
That's a good one.
God.
Oh my God. You must be kidding.
Are you serious?
I gotta get to the phone.
Wow. Print.
Call the presses.
I don't know.
Alert the media.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I think we say so many things. We say everything. David's a golfer.
Indeed. Fair enough.
That's
good. Thanks.
Cheers,
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
man. Thank you.
Watch PunkTV.ca for all the best modern rock videos and interviews.